want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Did you say that you didn't agree with Doris? You were against Doris, the Loris Tucker?
Yes, I did. I did.
I
Go
want to say,
ahead.
I just want to say that I think she was right and she had vision. Now, I think she was right and she had vision, but I can't say I'm an empath or anything like that, right? But I try to see, I really do, I honestly do try to see um the paradigm the opposition is looking through. Like
Yeah.
if I got an idea and if I got an idea that I think is right and someone is a detractor or against the idea that I think is right,
Right.
I don't have to get to the point that I agree that you're right, but I want to know and understand why you think you're right or myself, right? So like that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
When Dolores Tucker and that whole industry thing trying to get rid of the rap and this and this and this and that, right? She was a visionary because I believe she was a visionary because everything that she was trying to stop eventually became what we got right now,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But on the flip of that, I can understand why somebody that went from making $12,000 a year to riding around in a Benzo and famous and all this type of stuff
Hmm.
is like, lady, like, why is you trying to
Yeah.
take my money? You're financially
Right.
disrespecting me. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand that. But I'm talking about as truly as a which one was a more cultural benefit?
Hmm.
It would have been a redirection, but that wasn't going to happen with her politically. You know what the monster she was behind?
Yeah.
It wasn't just the little bit of black and brown folks and a couple white folks that was rapping that was she was against. She was against the whole media industry getting money,
Yes.
and she wasn't going to win that. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't going to win that.
Was
And go ahead. I'm done
yeah,
now.
yeah, well, like I said, I stood at the time. I was against it, and this is why.
Yeah.
Because she was attacking freedom of speech, is what it was, right? So
Hmm.
we still kind of teeter totter with that particular understanding today. You know, we like I said, talk a lot about freedom. We all in America, like you said, we all want to talk about how free we are, and then constitutionally we try to follow those guidelines. All play with them. Some people play with those guidelines, and freedom of speech is one. You know, um, if we're under the understanding of freedom of speech and that we're able to freely say some things that we need to say, that we want to say, right? Putting a muzzle on people not being able to say what they want to say, that could be their truth. Now, I'm saying that some of the things like even NWA was talking about was their truth, maybe, or some of it wasn't. When you really found out about them, half of them didn't even go through that. They didn't go through none of that.
No, yeah,
Every rapper that talks about a murder that they did, now today some of them are so stupid they'll do it right on camera.
yeah, for sure, sure.
Do we honestly believe every time a rapper talk about killing somebody that's how many people he killed? No.
I never believed it until
Yeah, it's
now.
part of the acting. It's part of an act as well. We know that. We
Yeah, it was. I don't know
communities
about when
no,
real.
not now. Now I'm talking about in that time frame, right?
Yeah, no, for sure,
I
for
was
sure,
thinking
sure.
about with Dolores Tucker. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
not true. You would
No,
okay, some of the things like gangster, gangster, the song, that's what they're yelling.
yeah,
The whole song is about confrontation and shooting, beating up,
mm,
the whole thing. And if they have done all these things collectively, then they would surely in some cases not be able to be free to rap about it. In most cases, not all, of course. So we know that some
hmm
of this is entertainment. So there's a thin line between Hollywood, media, and entertainment, and then there's reality. So to me, some of the things when a group I'm using NWA, but Ghetto Boys, all of them are groups that I like. Right?
hmm
They were talking violence at a time to where I start to see the uptake of violence start to take place. And like you
hmm
said, now once you factor in the crack epidemic as well. At the time,
Mm-hmm.
what you
Mm-hmm.
said make a lot more sense. But I was
Mm-hmm.
against Dolores Tucker because I felt that that was an infringement on freedom of speech. What's being said doesn't necessarily have to be true. You're not in a court. It's entertainment. What's the difference between listening to NWA and looking at a Western movie? And let me make my point here. When I look at a Western movie, every Western movie has gunfighting, it has prostitution, it has bank robberies, it has shootouts, it has people getting killed, it has alcohol, it has all of those things. It has prostitutes. If I didn't say prostitutes, I said it twice if I did. So it
Mm-hmm.
has all the same components, right? They're killing
Mm-hmm.
the movie. They're
Mm-hmm.
they're talking about money, always robbing a bank in a Western movie, right? So if that's the truth, why aren't you going after that as well, collectively? That was my position about
No,
the
I
second thing.
okay.
Because
Okay.
I would believe that if you're going to attack that industry, because it makes you look like you're attacking your own people. That's what it make it look like. Not saying that's not saying that's what her concept was. Not
Mm-hmm.
that's what it was. But if
I
I'm
know
just,
it was. It was definitely that.
yeah, well, I'm just saying, just because I don't have the facts on it. So what I'm saying
Yeah.
is that when I look at it as a man, why aren't you going after the movie industry? Because what's more impactful to me is what I see than what I hear, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I see two
Mm-hmm.
people fighting, that's more impactful than me just listening to some tussling, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I had to think about it that way. That's why I was against her method. I think she was a visionary, possibly, but her method, I can't. And let me retract that. I'm not gonna call her a visionary. I think she was being a political, trying to turn herself into a political icon on an issue that she thought she could, you know, platform herself on, use as a platform. That's what I felt about it, and that's what I said about Dolores Tucker. But now the problem did uh it did morph into something gruesome now. Because drill, what's the difference between drill music and a Western movie? A Western movie is the most lascivious thing you can look at. Really, it's like kindly. It's like somebody want to flip you off and they say it in a different way.
Hey, the most gangster song I ever heard was made by Johnny Cash and the
Yeah,
Folsom Prison
you
song.
see what I'm saying?
My father used to like that.
So the question has to be
Mm-hmm.
concerning the Dolores Tucker and the music industry at that time. If you wanted to really be impactful and include the music industry, the rap industry, the focus should have been more on Hollywood and the Western movies, which were the most popular movie that there is, genre of movies are Western movies. That's the most popular. Even today, people like to watch Westerns. Now, how can you watch a Western and then at the same time, in the same voice, out the same mouth, talk about how bad rap music is?
I mean, she picked a weaker. I mean, I agree. I agree. I did call her a visionary. I did call her a visionary in the sense that what she was saying that would happen
Yeah,
happens. So she was a visionary in that aspect. But I also agree with you that she made a what you say, a business decision,
right.
for her career, and she wanted to be, she made a business decision. And the reason she took rap music, particularly because that is a weaker power. The radio music is a weaker power than a film
Yeah.
thing. Now, you said what's the difference between drill music and westerns? Westerns rarely have black folk in, you
That's not
know.
different though.
Right, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Not being a gunslinger. Right? I mean, don't get me wrong. The one with Denzel Washington was fire. I loved it.
Right.
Right, but usually black folk is not in it. You know, so that's that. And the truth is, the demographics of people, black, the our demographic, watch everything. We
Right.
watch everything. Don't matter what color the person is. Don't matter where they from. When we watch a movie, we can see ourselves as the people.
Yes.
That don't work for everybody.
Yes.
So it ain't like they want to see us.
Strong
You know
point.
what I'm
Strong
saying?
point.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like we
Yes.
don't even see color when you go in there and watch Jason Bourne. You visualize yourself as Jason Bourne, but
Right.
other people don't really do that. Like from what I've noticed, many of other peoples don't do that. So that's why black movie. It's not just a movie.